Today we have Sandra. She is a very strong woman who has a very complicated story to tell, and I hope everyone listens because there is so much evil in the world, and it is in places that we don't even know it exists. So her story is a testimony of that, and we hope that with it she can raise awareness so that other people don't pass through the same thing. Sandra?
Yeah, thank you so much. Yes, for the introduction. My name is Sandra, and today I am 59 years old, and at the moment I'm not living in the Netherlands, where I lived most of my life. Yeah, I was living in Hilversum. So I had a situation with my youngest sister, and we went to a discotheque where then I was ripped of my money by the door guy, but it was a trick already in their sleeve. So it was their business. They would check when you come in. They look into your purse when you pay to leave your coat there. And then, so they did this trick on me, and on the way out, they ripped me of my money. And I was upset, so we went to direction to home to pick up our bikes, and we saw a police bus coming. We were at the discotheque, and there was the scheme to rob us of our money, and I was very upset about they taking my money like that. So actually this door guy, he punched me in my face. This is really true. I was so upset. This is a long time ago.
Why did he punch you in the face?
Because, I was struggling with that. I said, that is my money. I didn't spend 100 euros. I don't want to pay that,
Mm-hmm.
So he just wants no trouble, and he punched me, so I get scared and I go home.
Okay.
And
forget the money.
Okay. So my expenses were like maybe 30 euros,
Mm-hmm.
But he took 100 from me.
And when was this?
It was in October 1997. Yeah.
Okay.
It's like 30.
Almost 30 years ago.
Yeah.
Yes. So what did you do after he punched you?
We started direction home, but first we had to walk to our bikes to pick up the bikes, and then bike home. And on our way to the bikes, we saw a police bus coming, and it was a police bus that they had one police dog inside. And I signed to the police bus, and he stopped. And he told us to come in. I started telling him what happened in the discotheque, and he said, "Oh, actually, I am on my way to there." So I thought, "Oh, that is great. You can take care of this situation. They took my money, and I want my change." And he parked, or he stopped the bus near to the disco, but not in front of the disco, while there was space there. He didn't park the car there. he parked some 20 meters away, 30 meters away, like that.
Mm-hmm.
And he gave me and my sister the instruction, don't do anything, don't go away, stay here. And he went there supposedly to talk with these people from the discotheque. But as soon as he arrived there, we could see their bodies.
Mm-hmm.
He comes there and it's big party. They are shaking hands like that. Yeah, man.
Okay.
And you know, like arms
Hugging.
around, yeah, and great guy and everything. And while we are watching that, I was crying because I was very upset already. But the dog started barking quite hard, and the phone, the police car intercom started to call him. Agent that, his name, agent didn't come. So I was watching a scene of a Western movie, like police being really buddies with these gangsters. And while the dog is barking in the back of the van, of the police van, and the intercom is yelling his name and he's calling, and he's not coming. And so I answered the intercom. I said what was going on. Please don't call again because I'm really, really upset. This is making me very nervous. The dog is barking. And so the person that in the intercom that I answered immediately called the police officer himself in his phone. And so he had to answer, and then I just saw him coming back to the van really angry. He had a very angry face and he was walking very hard,
Mm-hmm.
and he was coming to me. So I said to my sister, get out, we're going out, run. And we started running, and we went home. That is how we went home. But the next day, I wanted to clear the situation with the police officers because I thought this is a very strange situation. I want to clear this out. I want to understand what was going on, So I went to the police station, and there were two police women there at the reception. Yeah. These women, they really wanted this,
Wanted what?
They really like this power, and that they can abuse this power.
Okay, yes.
Because these policewomen, they incentivate me to make a complaint, because then the mayor of the town receives the complaint, and you will receive an appointment to come to the mayor's office, talk to the mayor. And I thought, okay, that's not wrong at all. I thought then the police officer is there and then we can talk about it. But that's not how it goes. That is not how it goes at all. How it goes is that how it went with me is that, yes, I was called to the mayor's office. It was a woman in Hilversum, Kreinveld Wouter, burgemeester, yeah. And she was just like 1 month later, she would finish her job as a mayor, and I guess even her career. So she would be. She was at the end of her career.
Okay.
In 1 month or two, she would be gone, and another would come in.
Okay.
And that she didn't care at all of the results of this poor game they play with people's life. So this woman, Kreinveld Wouter, it's her family name, she told me, you have to, practically like this, you have to take the complaint to remove the complaint, because otherwise they will kill you. And I said, what? Who is going to kill me? No, you know, they are upset, but they are upset about what? I've done nothing wrong. So in her mind, I probably should know about police getting upset and doing really horrible things to people, but
Their abuse of power.
yes, there is normal in the Netherlands, but I was not born there, so I missed some this hidden information in a culture, you know. I kind of missed that. I don't know. I thought the Netherlands is a developed country, and in a developed country, everybody knows his place, and we respect each other, and people know, you know, can separate wrong from good from wrong, but that is not true. People, when they know their power, they enjoy to abuse their power. They enjoy to see the weakness in the other person. It is very disturbing, and these are traits of psychopathy, you know. Psychopaths enjoy to see the other person suffer from the misuse of their power. So I was at the office of this mayor, and she was clearly only trying to make me remove the complaint. She could not help me if things went wrong, but I didn't understand what can go wrong. I didn't commit any crime. I'm not a criminal. I mean, if I'm not mistaken, I had worked already then before in a county hall.
Okay.
So I was not totally stranger of the place.
Okay.
Later I worked there also, again at the reception in the county hall. But at the time when I came to the office, mayor's office, I was not working there. But the mayor she was only trying to make me remove this complaint, because otherwise the police officers would be very, very upset and they would kill me. And then she really literally asked me, aren't you afraid of dying? I thought, oh my God, what is this? Is this woman crazy? This woman is crazy. Because I didn't get what she was talking about. For me, that was the strangest thing. I was prepared to come to the mayor's office. There would be the police officer, there would be me, and we would have a conversation.
You were expecting an amicable conversation between both parties.
Yeah.
And the mayor would be the neutral part on that, to conciliate.
Yeah.
You and the police officer, things would be solved. The matter would be gone. You would just clarify what happened, and that was it.
Yeah.
You didn't want to ruin the policeman's life, nothing like that.
No,
You just wanted to make things clear.
I had no idea that I was doing so. To file a complaint against the officer, I was given a form that is hanging there, you know, in the reception of the police office. So if there is a form, it is a ready form, you know. I didn't commit a crime, but up to them. Yes, for the police officers in the Netherlands, any finger against the police officer is a crime. You are committing a crime, and they automatically have the right to defend themselves.
Okay.
But these things are not openly known. It's just kind of, is their internal law. It's not official, but this is how we like it here.
Okay, I see.
You know, this is how they like it in their company, in their office, in their, you know.
And Sandra, what happened after that? After the
After the talk with the mayor,
Yes.
I thought she's out of her mind. I thought this is not what I expect. I took my coat, my bag, and I went. Actually, I was running down the stairs to get out of there. I was shocked and I was scared. I thought it's strange. She's only talking about me dying. You want to die, you want to die, they will revenge. It is honor revenge. And I said, what strange topics? I just come for a reconciliation. So I was running down the stairs, and down the stairs on the first floor, there was a man, a big man waiting for me. A very big man. He is the pseudo mayor.
Oh, the vice mayor.
Yes, he is the pseudo mayor. And he says like this, "Did you remove the complaint?" And I say, "No, you are a dead woman." This is what he said. This is the first time I saw him. And his name is, I'm sorry. His name is Uiterwijk.
Okay.
And he lived in Huizen, but he was the pseudo mayor in Hilversum. Yes.
Did you realize that strange things started to happen after this?
Well, at first I didn't think it was strange. Like his daughter, this pseudo mayor's daughter, is about my age.
Mm-hmm.
Her name is Saskia, and she invited me to go, both of us together, to the beach. And I thought it's a normal thing. Maybe she just wants also a friend to do things. I don't know.
But how did you meet her?
Yes, I knew her from before this matters of the police office, because we went to the same pub, the same.
Okay.
Yeah. And yeah, I knew her before that. And then after that, so she invited me to go to the beach, and I thought it was a normal thing, but it was not. I noticed in the car with her that there was something strange, that she was talking to somebody else, like kind of with a hidden mic.
Mm-hmm.
And she started asking me things about my life.
Oh,
And
wow.
yeah, you know, about, yeah, so how do you like Holland, and why did you come here? At first it sounds normal, because, you know, I saw her there in a pub, and we exchanged some talk sometime, but we never talked really like friends or something. So now the situation, like you want to go to the beach? Yeah. All right. So I thought it's just a normal thing, you know.
Mm-hmm.
But and I was not prepared for evil people. I took everybody from my own consciousness. So, you know, usually we project to others what we are. And to me, everybody was a good person. Nobody's aiming to hurt another just for the fun, you know. I could never think a person would do that. I would never think that Saskia would do that, what she did. She invited me only to take information from me and give to the police officers. So I told her what a poor childhood I had. Actually a dangerous childhood, because my mother, she did try to kill me twice.
Oh, wow.
Yes.
I'm sorry about this.
Yes, it is true. And I know her reasons. That can be another take. but no, not for now. Yes, so I told her a few things of my life. With my naivety, I would never think a woman would stab me in my back like that for no reason, because up to me and to my knowledge, they have no reason to hurt me.
Yes.
You know, I have done nothing wrong. But Saskia was really good with her falsehood, and she taped all my conversation, and the police officer was listening, and her father got the recordings. So then after that, the strange things started to happen. Yeah.
Okay.
Very strange things, like like my son and I, in 1992, we survived a plane crash here in Faro.
Oh wow.
Yes, we coming from Amsterdam, we crashed in Faro, and so we survived. I was burned, and my son was having therapy at Bodar Centrum in Hilversum. And one day I come there and they say, oh, you know, it's not up to us, but your son's therapy must end because police. And I said, what? But I could not put the puzzles together. For me, everything was strange. Like, my son was there having this therapy, it was going good, people knew us, and from one day to another, his therapy had to end by advice of the police.
But why?
The thing is that police officers, later I understood, many years later, I understood how much power they have. They can make a total angel be the devil, and he will be crucified. And they can make the devil be the angel, and he will be loved by everyone. This is the power. They have this power, and this power, these tactics they use they are war tactics. They use this in war to approach the enemy, infiltrate, and they inflict lies, mostly the other way around. So if it is black, they make it white. If it is white, they make it black.
Okay.
Also, I understood later, they also used gadgets, so apparatus. So gadgets, so the state of the Netherlands is quite rich, and they have war gadgets to attack enemies, to change the person's mind, that you go crazy. These are things that they can. They are gadgets, and you can manipulate by distance.
Mm-hmm.
And so I was living in a flat here, and from my flat I could see the highest tower in Hilversum. And this highest tower in Hilversum is near the TV studio. So Hilversum is the TV city of Holland, of the Netherlands.
You lived close to it?
I lived practically in front of it.
Okay.
I lived in Hilversum. And this highest tower is there close by.
Okay.
And let's say from my flat, I was living on the third floor. I could just really see this tower in front of me, and this is where the cops were using this apparatus on me, and I was informed about this by the guy who had to kill me a few times. The poor
Who was that?
It was Pieter Jellehaas, and he lived in Hilversum. Aan Herenstraat 22, Herenstraat 22, and he lived there, yeah.
Okay, so he told you about this gadgets that they were
Yeah, because if at first he was my friend, huh?
Mm-hmm.
He was my friend, and when we were in my flat, from my living room, like we're sitting now and look in front, there is this big window, because in the Netherlands there are very big windows.
Mm-hmm.
And we could see the tower there, and I could hear, I could not hear with my ears, but I could feel in my teeth, and I could hear inside of my head like Morse code.
Mm-hmm.
I thought, this is really strange. Oh my God. And then I would, like later, I would feel really bad. I would not be able to go out in the thing. I would just, you know.
Mm-hmm.
And then one day, like, he was very upset, this Peter Jelle, and he probably had used all kind of things like alcohol, drugs, whatever. And then if he was upset with me at that day, and then he said, yeah, it's because of you, you are the cause of all these problems, and you see that tower there, and there they point this thing on you, and they do it on you, and you are this, and you are that, and I wish I was not in between these problems, and now I have to kill you, and yeah, things like this, yeah.
What was his job?
He didn't have a job. You mean,
Oh.
If
he worked for the police or...
No. He was just a sucker. He was a friend. He was my friend. But why he eagerly had to do it? Because first of all, you have to do what the police asks. You can do it in a nice way for them, and everything goes fine, and you will get rewarded. You don't do it, you will get big troubles, big problems. You know, look at me, how much problems I got. The funny things that or strange things that happened to me, or all kinds of things, like a bike is suddenly broken, the car is suddenly damaged, and the most strange thing that started to happen is that my neighbors get moved away and somebody else comes in.
Okay.
So in my flat, in this flat building, there was first, second, and third floor on left and right side. So 6 different families can live there, right?
Mm-hmm.
So, but 2 of them, let's say the very first floor below me, and the 3rd floor next to me, these people were being moved like anything. And also the 2nd floor, I mean, they moved practically everybody. The police, so to get a house is not easy. In the Netherlands, we have the system that we have social houses, and then you can fill up a form to see if you can get one flat to rent.
Yeah.
So they moved my neighbors, and they put people in there that they have chosen these people to inside me to defend myself. So they would bring people that would be gross and abusive, and so that I would get in a fight, and then the police can come and get me. You understand? Because their goal was to lock me up in a prison or in psychiatry, or to kill me. So one of these things. So if they kill me, the thing is over.
But they wanted to discredit you more than anything.
More than anything. So they used demonization. They used crazy stories. So how do they get these people? The first person they moved there is a niece from the police officer, Gaston Otten. and his niece, Amanda van Heidoren, she moved there with her husband, and she abused my son quite a lot. Aggressively. She threw things at him, she hit him,
Like bullied him.
Yeah, she bullied my son a lot. So every time my son had to go downstairs to go to school, so he had to go from the third floor out to the street, she would do something to him. So, and I started to take my son every day down the stairs to the bus stop, that he could go to the bus stop or to do his bike, and he would be scared. So when he would come from school, he would call me from the corner, "Mom, I'm back." So I would go downstairs to walk with him, so that he would not be bullied by them, bullied and beaten and whatever they wanted. So these people thought, the people that abused me, not only Amanda but everybody, the story they got from the cops is that I am a crazy person, that I have dangerous sicknesses, and I killed a woman. They told them I am a murderer.
Why? No, I know why, but what do you mean by they spread the story that you killed a woman? How did that even happen?
That happened when, so the first time they tried to murder me, it was with Peter Jelle, and it was in his house, and they organized also with his mother that night, so they planned a date, and the date is my mother's birthday. They know that I am not good with my mother, and that my mother's birthday is a day that I don't...
It's a difficult day.
It's a difficult day for me, so they choose that day. That night, the mother of Peter Jelle slept with a friend of hers somewhere else, so that the house was free to be played, the whole thing. And Peter Jelle was there with Juanita Gosby, and it is a person that we both know. Peter Jelle and I know this woman. This woman has a son of my son's age, and my son and her son would sometimes play together.
Okay.
So the cops arrange people that you know to play against you. This is very, very dangerous. And so Peter Jelle tried to get me there that night, and I didn't go there.
What day was that?
6th of February.
Okay.
So it was a Friday, 6th of February.
6th of February of 1997?
1998, because it started in October 1997, but then we are already in February of 1998.
Okay.
And they arranged that with Juanita.
Mm-hmm.
Juanita stayed in Peter Jelle's house until I would come. As soon as I arrived there, and I didn't come on Friday, but on Saturday morning, I went there to ask, what is that you want to talk with me, Peter Jelle? I'm here.
That was February 7th.
7th in the morning on Saturday. I brought my son to football, and then he stayed there, and I went to Peter Jelle. At first I did some shopping for the house, and then I went to him. And then I rang the bell, and it took so long for the door to be opened that I almost was going away.
Okay.
I was almost leaving the place, but then the door went open, and Juanita comes down. Juanita Gosby, she comes down, and she's dressed like a man. She has clothes like a man, and she has this cap, and she has a camera in her hands. like to make pictures or videos to film.
Yes.
I thought, this is strange. She goes out, she doesn't say good morning to me, nothing. She almost does not look at me. She goes out and she goes to the street, crosses the street and stands behind the tree. This is also strange.
Weird.
So weird, yeah. I went up there, upstairs, and Pieter Jelle is strangely at the window, and he's just like that, and he's looking outside of the window. And I'm talking to him, and I say, what is going on? Oh, this is also weird, so strange. Why is Juanita dressed like a man, and why are you standing like this? And I'm at the window, and I sit at the sofa, I put my bag down, and I hope that Pieter Jelle is coming to talk to me, but he just stands at the window. He does not even look at me. So I went to stand next to him, and I looked at him, and I said, what is going on? So when I say that, he moves back, and then he tricks my leg, and I go through the window.
Oh my God.
Yes, and the window, you could say, oh, glass is not so thin, but that glass was. It was one of the oldest glass before. It was not a double window, it was just one glass. It was not double glass, it was one glass. And the old glass, many windows still have this old glass. It's a glass where you still can see some imperfections of the old glass. This glass broke, and I went down. So from the second floor, I fell down on the path just below.
Okay.
My luck was that I didn't pass out. I was full of blood and glass everywhere in my skin, but I didn't pass out. And just there is the office of it's called rechtswinkel, and it is a place where people that cannot afford a lawyer, you can go there for legal advice, you know.
Mm-hmm.
So they called the ambulance for me, and when the ambulance came, when he saw the situation, he said, this is attempted murder. Where is the person? I said, he's inside there. And he called this person. He said, his name is Pieter Jelle. What is his name? Pieter Jelle. So the ambulance personnel was calling Pieter Jelle, come down, come. He never came down. Then the police also arrived, and the police, of course, cleared the situation. No, we take care of it. And of course. So later, many months later, there was a fight between me and Juanita. And then the police officers used that to say, you are attempting to murder Juanita, and now you are a murderer.
Okay, I see now.
Yeah.
But what happened after the fall? Did they take you to the hospital?
Yes, of course. I was practically passing out, you know. And I went to the hospital. So I was taken to the hospital, where this psychiatrist was already waiting for me. The thing is that my son was having therapy for this plane crash, but I was also having therapy. And at a certain moment in my therapy, or a certain day, I came to my therapy, and the guy told me, we cannot follow with this therapy because you fell in love with me. And I said, what? So strange. But don't worry, we finish this therapy here, and you will go forth. After this, you will go to this person. And this person is this psychiatrist in the hospital. And when I went there, before I fell from the window, I went there to see this guy, and I thought, this is crazy, because you are not my therapist. Why am I here? Why is the other one stopped? And the things, so what he told me then, it was so strange. It didn't even fit in my head, you know. So all these strange things were happening to me, and then I thought, oh, people are crazy. Oh, they're saying crazy things about me, crazy things that never happened. They say that it happened, and I was getting more and more confused. So after the crash, I was to the hospital. The first day I didn't see the guy, the psychiatrist, because I was in the operation room to clean the wound, to close the wound, to see if I had anything else broken. But then later I saw the psychiatrist, and I was, let's say, under his care.
Mm-hmm.
But this psychiatrist, he had to do what the police told him to do, but he also was not agreeing with that. So he did what they wanted. He provided the room for the rape, and he allowed everything to happen as the policeman wanted. So when I was there recovering from the fall, there was this room in psychiatry that is only locked from the outside. You cannot go outside. You cannot free yourself from the room. Somebody has to free you. This room they put cameras in there, 3 cameras. And I was told that the cameras were for protection and to see if everything is all right.
Which was a lie.
Which was a lie, of course. And I was put on a weegschaal, balance, to weigh my weight, and then he prepared the medicine, and he gave me a cup with the medicine, and I drank, and then we had to count till 10, and then I was gone.
Okay, so that medication was like anesthesia?
Yeah.
But what? Why for?
Well, so I was raped. I was, in the morning when I woke up, my body was hurting everywhere. I was stinking really, really bad. And, you know, the night before I took a shower. So
Okay.
I was dirty. There was something on my face, very, very, very dirty, disgusting. The same thing was in my mouth. And there was sperm in me, you know, and my body really, really hurt everywhere. So when I woke up, I immediately went to the bathroom and I puked what was in my mouth. I washed my mouth, I washed my face. And meanwhile, the psychiatrist comes in the room, and he asks if I am all right. And I just say yes, because I don't know what's I'm alive, I'm all right, I'm breathing.
You were disoriented.
Yeah. And especially because if you have had such a wound on your head, where I had many stitches because I fell from the 2nd floor. So I became a little bit dyslexic.
Okay.
I would exchange letters.
Dyslexic.
Yeah. And it was difficult for me to even just answer normal questions, let be to process all these strange things that was going on, you know, and they were accumulating, you know, because, yeah, before the fall and after the fall, I had to go through a lot of abuse on the streets. Just people would just be abusive to me, with aggression, with words.
With looks.
Yeah, with looks. People could look really strange, and I thought, oh my God, these people have such a strange expression in with their eyes. I thought it sometimes I was with somebody, or I'm just in a cafe, or I'm just on the street, and then this person would look at me like, oh, I know you are that one. And, I never understood what was this strange look in their faces until later I understood. It's like when you know if you know that this person is a killer or a rapist and you have seen it, when you see him somewhere else, or you have this expression of fear, or I had that a lot, and also what happened sometimes on the street is that some women they would be behind me and say, "You murderer! You murderer! And I would go, look around, oh my god, there is a murderer around, and I would go like this, but it was actually for me, they were telling me that I am a murderer, but I never murdered anybody, so I was like,
I see.
Yeah, it was a crazy time. How much power these people have to destroy other people's life is so amazing.
They distorted the reality around you.
Yeah.
And then you were lost within that reality that was distorted towards you.
Yeah.
And at the same time, you couldn't exactly realize why that was happening.
Yeah.
Just looking back is when you realize that it all had a reason.
Yeah.
And the reason was your complaint.
Yeah.
On the night at the discotheque in October 1997, where you were with your sister, supposedly to have a good time.
Yeah.
They took your money.
Yeah.
And the police officer didn't help. He was friends with he was supposedly friends with the
disco people.
The disco people, yes. It was all a scheme. You realized it was a scheme, and you wanted to press charges just to clarify the situation. It was very likely that do you think that if they had talked to you, the mayor, the police officer, you could have withdrawn the complaint?
Of course, because first it was not my intention to file a complaint.
You just wanted to talk. You just wanted a reconciliation with a neutral party.
Yes.
The police officer knew. Yes. Because after all, you saw that he was angry at you for answering the intercom.
Yes.
So you just wanted to apologize and to, just talk about it.
I wanted to understand, because I like to understand what drives people to do such thing, because it was strange.
And you wanted to make things clear, that was all.
Yes, but the women in the police office, they liked it.
The power game.
Yes.
I see. So, it all could have been solved.
Yes.
If people followed the right order of things.
Yeah, of course.
Exactly. And nobody told you that filing a complaint would lead to that. So your life was turned upside down because you wanted to clarify a situation.
Yeah.
Because if you had let it go about your money, about the police officer, I don't think it was about money. I think it was just you trying to clarify a situation because the police officer was angry.
Yeah.
You could have thought that he was he would be in trouble for not answering the radio, and you just want to clarify that you answered only because of the whole situation.
Exactly.
So if we were now in October 1997, what would you do?
If we were now in 1997, I would have not listened to the police officers, the two women in the police office who gave me the form to file a complaint. I would not listen to them.
You would just probably try talking to the police officer himself, maybe?
No, what I know now, I know that police officers
can't be trusted.
No, they in Holland is a safe country. There are too many police officers and they have nothing to do. They go to their office every day for the work, but they have nothing to do. They can just make little papers around and throw to each other. That's how they spend their time.
Okay.
So if you have to do that every year, every day, and then month, and then years, you get bored. So they find something to do.
I see.
This is the thing in Holland. So behalf me, they have many other people they play with their lives. I know behalf me, there was this boy, 11 years old, when they first took him as their play ball. Because
Can you talk about this?
yes, well, I'm going to say his name, Charles. I hope he doesn't get angry at me because he doesn't
You
want...
can use a fake name.
Well, it's already said. So anyways, he was 11 and they were at this neighborhood club, neighborhood thing where the children can come and play.
Like an association.
Yeah.
Okay.
Neighborhood association and a club, they were there. And then comes in their neighbor. His neighbor. So Charles, is there with his friends. They are 11 years old and they just come from school. They're there. Who comes in the association? Their neighbor, and it just became a police officer. Let's say he's a new police officer, but they know him as a neighbor. Mm-hmm. So they start saying, hey, our neighbor is no police officer, hey. And then one of them said, the one of us who can go to him and give him a slap is the man.
Oh, I see. So it was a joke between friends. 11 years old.
11 years old kids. Yeah,
they are
kids,
children.
So, and Charles said, I'll do it. He went there to him. Fink is the name. Meneer Fink. He went there to Fink, was at the bar having a coffee or a beer, I don't know. But he was there, and Charles went to Fink and gave him a slap on his face. So from then on, they revenged this slap on his face with everything. I mean, they arrange everything. You get raped, your children get raped, you get robbed, your house gets destroyed, you get abused by everyone in the city, people do wrong things to you, people spit on you, hit you, destroy your car, you name it. I even had a neighbor, a woman later, that she was so convinced, and she preferred to be convinced about that, of course, that she was spying my life, writing it down, because she wanted to write a book and become famous, writing a book about the criminal. But she was the one. She even was doing voodoo things on me.
Oh wow!
This is the way she got. Children and everything. She was horrible, this woman.
What do you mean? How did she got children from? She got children from doing voodoo. What do you mean?
She got not from me. So this woman, Laura, her father was a prominent person in Hilversum, and they had their kind of alberghery, I don't know. No,
like a hostel?
Yeah, like a hostel, but more on,
a pension.
Some kind of like this.
Okay.
A typical Dutch small place where you could sleep and eat and drink.
Okay.
So but he was a Freemason.
Mm-hmm.
He was a Freemason. And she had a relationship with a police officer. And the police officer dumped her because of certain things that I know I'm not going to tell here. But so the police officers knew that in the pub where I used to go, where I know Saskia from, Het Wapen from Hilversum, van Hilversum, there was also this guy, he was obsessed about me. He was crazy about me, but I didn't know, and I didn't think he was my type. He was very handsome, tall, handsome, very handsome, but he was not my type. So I was not interested. But he was obsessed, and the cops knew it. So the cops use everything, every aspect of your life to play against you. So what they did with this guy, they arranged, they copulated him with Laura, this woman that had a police officer as partner, and he dumped her. They copulated together, and they arranged that they live next to me, or actually I came live next to them. The police officers, they play, it's like a checkerboard, and all the pieces are from the police officers, and they can place the pieces wherever they want. It's like that. So I was living next to the man. After I moved from this apartment, I came to live next to the man who was obsessed with me, but meanwhile he had a relationship with this Laura. But he was crazy about me, even with her. So he got rid of her in the meanwhile, let's say in 6 years' time that we lived next to each other. He got rid of her twice. She moved out, and then he tried with me, but I was not interested. So after a few months, he goes to her, has sex with her. What she does, she is not having the pills, so she gets pregnant. This happened twice.
I see.
Yeah. So this woman, she hated me, and she did voodoo on me. I became really sick. I could not move my arm. My arm was stuck. Doctors could not find what was wrong with me. Somehow my intuition told me what to do, and I could get rid of this sickness that I had. My arm is is better, but it's still not. I still cannot use it as before. She really damaged a lot of my life. This woman, this Laura.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sandra, let's go back to the hospital.
Yeah, sure.
I am sorry, it's a very difficult topic.
It's alright.
I want to. What happened to your son while you were in the hospital?
Yeah, with the fall, so he knew I had some friends, I knew some people, and a friend of mine, did not live far from my house. She had 6 children, and my son was staying with them for a week, and then my brother-in-law took my son to his house.
Okay. And do you get along with your brother-in-law?
Yes, but his wife did not like me.
Oh, okay.
Yes, his wife did not like me, but my brother-in-law is a good person, and he wanted to help me. He helped me, but the wife she did not like me. She pretended everything was fine, but
yes,
behind my back, she really had a very negative way of looking at me, and yeah.
And how about your sister?
My sister, the youngest, she is one of my greatest enemies.
Oh, I'm really sorry.
Yes,
about
yes.
this.
She kind of forgot that, and she takes the demonization. She forgot about the situation of the disco. She's
Okay.
not interested in that.
Okay.
She likes the demonization that, oh, actually your sister is crazy, she murdered the person, she has sickness. She likes this and she holds on that
Okay.
because she was envious of me. I didn't know that too. I mean, I saw things, I saw red flags in her behavior when I took her in my home because of our fantastic mother. This sister of mine begged me, help me please, otherwise I will kill myself. So I took her from Portugal where she was living and I took her to my home. It took 2 years, a process with legal papers.
Mhm.
So it was not an easy thing. I had to go from Holland to Portugal.
Yes.
To take care of these papers and to arrange that she comes to me. But when she was living in my house, I saw behaviors in her that were red flags. But I could not understand that she was deadly jealous of me.
Okay. I see.
And I can say this because she was more filled up like you are,
Mhm.
like about the same body. And I am skinny. And my sister, she would look at me sometimes in such a way that I would, why are you looking at me like this, you know? I didn't say like that, but one day I said to her, one day I will understand your expression.
Mhm.
Now I cannot. I told her this. And I know that I understood years later that what she has to me is envy. Why? She learned that there in the market there was a stand was selling pills for women to become skinny, to lose weight at any cost. You can take this pill, you will become skinny. This is 100% guaranteed. But you will never have children.
I see.
So she wanted to have the pills, and I said, look, I will support you with anything you need. So, but I go with you. I went with her to the market and the man told me that, and I said, no way, I want to have nephews. I said to her, I don't want you to do this. If you want to lose weight, we go to the sports school, I'll do it with you, you know, I'm a sportive person, you go with me to the sport, we take care of a diet and you'll lose weight. She went behind my back and she bought pills, she took the pills, she became very slim, very beautiful, and then I understood because she started to do this kind of like, I am now,
No, see.
you know, like this. It's strange. But then she left my house. She told me one day, oh, I cannot stay here anymore. I want to go back to my family. And I thought, oh, I'm not your family, you know.
What did she mean by family? Your mom?
Yeah, she wanted to go back to Portugal, but that was a lie. She just wanted to get rid of me.
I see.
And she went to the institution that takes care of youngsters who are in trouble.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so they have kind of homes where they can stay,
I see.
But so this institution will be then the guardian.
I see.
Which is a guard.
How old was she?
I think she was then 15, 16 when she did that.
Oh, she was very young.
Yes, I took her to me when she was 14, and then I think when she was 15, she was doing this already, you know.
Okay. So she went to the discotheque with you around that age?
Yes, but she had an adult body. Nobody,
yes, I see.
Like, you know, fully
and she probably wanted
breasts,
to go.
Yeah. Because I didn't want to go to the disco.
Mm-hmm.
It's like this. I took her home with me. She was 14, and her head was all going out.
Yeah.
She one day, she was like with me for 2 weeks, and she had an appointment in Amsterdam with a guy.
I see.
I said, what? Oh, I have an appointment with this boy in Amsterdam. She could not even speak Dutch, and her English was very little. You have no idea how big this Amsterdam station is.
Yes.
Oh, you can get lost there.
Yes, Amsterdam is really big, and she was a child.
And she was a child. I didn't want her to let her go, so she made, and I was inexperienced. I didn't want to forbid her of everything, but I didn't want her to get lost in the crazy stuff, so I was holding the horses back, You
were trying to be the responsible part in this.
Yeah, I wanted to protect her.
Your mother was not in the page, so you wanted to help her and protect her like your mother.
Yeah.
So in the end, you ended up going to the discotheque to
give her, because I gave her before that so many no.
Yes, so you wanted to.
I said, okay, you want to go to a disco? We go together. Yes. I go with you.
Okay, I see.
I don't let you go with this and that and that.
Because it could have been dangerous. Yes. It could have been drugged.
Yes.
And we're talking about 1997, so.
98.
98, not 7,
But anyways, she was too young, but she wanted to go her own way.
But even in 1997, if today we have so many cases and we have telephones with cameras, with recorders, back then it would have been much harder to prove that she had been assaulted. It would have been much harder to prove anything if she wasn't with someone.
Yeah. Anyways, I went to the disco only to satisfy her.
Yes.
And now she is my number one enemy, besides this police officer, of course. But from the family, she's my number one.
But
she
why?
burned my name because she was envious of me. So then when she get with the family, she said, oh, actually, this Sandra is crazy. Oh my God, no, you can like me. I am better than Sandra.
I see.
It's more like, it's something like this.
I am sorry about this.
Yeah, it's very sad. It's unbelievable. No one of my family has the decency to tell me, I am so sorry for what we have done.
And when you talked about your son staying with your brother-in-law, were you married by then?
I was divorced.
Okay, I see.
I just had divorced, yeah.
And your ex-husband didn't help you with anything?
He was living in Portugal. He was Dutch, but he was living in Portugal.
Oh, okay. Yeah. So he couldn't know about...
Yeah, he knew only little things from my brother-in-law, so they would communicate. But he was more engaged with his own life, and he was not much interested.
Okay.
Most people are not interested, like this video that we're making now. I'm sure the people that know me are not interested.
I see.
Others will be interested because this is disgusting, and there are many crimes committed, many innocent people hurt in this process, and so people will other people will mind about this, but the people that know me, they preferred to be against me.
They prefer to believe on the dramatized version.
Yeah. It's a choice, because you can say, no, wait, I know this person for so many years. Okay, you're telling me this, but I will check for myself. This is what I do. But most people just take what somebody who represents the law, who represents authority, like priests before, before the scandals came to the light, the word of a priest is holy, you know. So we believed in priests.
I think it's a very human conception.
To believe in authority.
To believe in authority, yes.
We like to believe in this authority.
It's not only to believe, it is to, I'm not going to say adore, but it's similar to it.
Yes, it's more show
than
respect.
It's more than respect. And then anything that defies it is
bad. It's bad. Wrong. Yeah.
It's a very human conception, and I do understand that it is important to trust the institutions. I mean, they are there for a reason, you know. But at the same time, we cannot forget that humans are humans, and humans are flawed.
Yeah.
Humans are flawed in many ways.
Yeah. It's because of the ego. If the ego is unhealthy.
If the environment is unhealthy, we are talking about, and lately there has been a long conversation, Sandra, I don't know if you are following up with this. There's a TV series that has been going on now. It's a very important TV series. It's called Adolescence, and it's about a young boy, about 13 years old, that murders a girl his age. And it's about the impacts of technology on young children and young boys specifically. So we have a lot of content that brings misogyny to very young minds.
Yeah.
So these young minds are led to believe that the girls are their enemies, and they have the right to own a girl or whatever they want. And this is a circle that goes on, and it's very harmful because now we have technology to get into the minds of the young people.
Mm-hmm.
So what I want to say with this is that sometimes, and I'm not excusing anyone, but just to reply that humans usually are very susceptible to influences.
Yeah.
And then we have, for instance, the police. There are a lot of men in that. And men tend to protect each other.
Yeah.
Exactly. And when women are in this, it's a shame, but they tend to repeat the same pattern of men to stay within them. And it's a very sad thing. But it's not only in that institution. You can see that in schools when young kids, for instance, young girls, they get along with boys. They start to, how do I say this? Sorry, it's.
It's alright. Do you want me to stop?
No, the young girls, when they are within young boys, they tend to talk bad about feminine stuff.
Oh.
It's a circle, so it starts at a very young age and it goes and goes.
Yes.
And sometimes even it's not like a straight line. It could happen here and then it could change, but then it can back again. So it's something that happens, and it's very sad. But if we have to be aware of that to not repeat the pattern with other people. Like in your case, this video is to bring awareness and to maybe make sure that people know that it happens.
Yeah.
We cannot trust blindly on anyone. And we have to be aware of their intentions more than anything.
Yeah.
And while we have to believe that the world is a good place, there are good people, that's inevitable, but we cannot take that as an universal truth because there are really bad people.
Yeah.
Yes.
Like in my case, these police officers, they are in Hilversum. They are very keen in spotting vulnerable people to play with their lives. And I don't think people deserve that, because if you are in a weak position, then you need support, not that somebody comes behind your back unknowingly to you and putting your life in danger.
Yes.
Yeah, nobody deserves that, but that happens quite a lot there in Hilversum, and also with these police officers. They like to collect to collect all their victims, and they place them in a flat just in front of the police office.
I see.
It is like they manipulate victims to go and rent there. So it's not a hospital. It's not a place where you're just free renting there. But most of these people they live there.
I see.
They somehow somewhere in their life they come to live there. Like Charles, he lives there. This South American woman that was caught up in a game and she became crazy. She's a psychiatry patient. She lives there too. What was it? What is her name? Escobar. Laura Escobar. Her name is also Laura Escobar. She was caught in a game in a way that to engage this man who was obsessed with me. The police officer organized a party for us where I would get drugged, but I didn't go to this party. So this guy who was crazy about me and his brother who was working behind the bar in Het Wapen, Carlo and Anko. Anko was obsessed about me.
It's the same one that got with the other Laura.
Yes,
okay.
Exactly. Anko was obsessed about me, so the police officers, before they engaged Anko with the other Laura, they organized a party where most of people from Het Wapen would go, and I was supposed to get drugged there. I didn't go. I refused my invitation, and Uncle arranged, or his brother arranged, other girls to go. And the other girls was Laura, our sister, and still another girl. They went with Uncle, his brother, and all. They went to the party. So there, the drug was played in Laura's drink. She didn't know, of course. But she was also a foreigner. She was not Dutch in the party. So
yes,
the person who brings the drug to put in a glass, he knows that the woman is a foreigner, has dark skin and black hair. So had Laura. She's from South America. She's not as dark as me. But here I am darker than there in the Netherlands. I was lighter from skin. But Laura had similarities in the total. So this guy that brings the drug put the drugs in Laura, and she goes totally crazy. She says, "Oh my God, I saw so many crazy things like fire and devils and things," and I started to scream. And she had to go to the hospital, of course, but since that day, she never became normal.
They didn't do anything to her. Like, they with the drug, they didn't get to do what they wanted with her.
No, so they gave her the drug and she became completely crazy.
Oh my God, okay.
She lost it. And until the day of today, she's still in that, more or less in that state.
Oh
She was a healthy woman, and from that day on, she's a psychiatry a patient.
I see.
So they did it. It's done.
Yes.
That's what they done to her. They wanted to do with me.
With you. I see.
Because their goal is they have you locked up in a psychiatry
They discredit
or
you.
in jail or dead. So they tried everything.
I see. I have another question. After, this is still about the hospital.
All right.
After you were raped, what happened? Did they do anything? Where did you go to recover? What happened?
Oh yeah. So after that rape, that night in the hospital, and who raped me was a necrophile,
Why did they let a necrophile work in a hospital?
because he's family of the pseudo mayor.
Oh,
His family. So they place their family in good places.
I see.
It is unbelievable. And so this necrophile, he raped me. And after that, they placed me in a convent
Yes.
where nuns are. And the nuns knew about me being sick. So this necrophile, he infected me with his sicknesses because he has dangerous sicknesses because of necrophilia.
Yes. Oh,
So he has dangerous sicknesses. And immediately after the rape, on that day, the hospital, I was taken to the place in hospital where they take blood to make analysis, and there too, it's like a fun thing. These people are doing the thing to take the blood, and then they say like, so you have been caught in some game, huh? Now you're sick. And I say, why am I sick? I'm not in a game. Why am I sick?
mm-hmm.
Now you have dangerous sicknesses.
They didn't tell what it was.
No, nobody ever told me.
They just said dangerous.
Dangerous sicknesses. And so after the analysis results came back, I was provided with medicine to treat the sicknesses. So the nuns were told that I have to take these medicines with the meals and everything. So the nuns were taking care about the medicine.
Mm-hmm. And were the nuns good to you?
They were not bad to me, but good is something else.
I see. They just respected you.
They never done anything wrong to me, but if they were good, they would do something different. But
yes.
Again, it's just people. The women, the nuns are just also people in a kind of uniform, and the police officers are also just people, and everybody's just people, and people are evil.
Yes.
Super evil.
I see.
Immensely evil. It does not matter that one is praying to God and the other one is working for justice. No, they are criminals and very dangerous people. Yeah.
I see.
So after the non placement at this nuns with the nuns, I was also taken to another recovery center. It is more for troubled people, kind of psychiatry.
Like a psychiatry hospital?
Not really, but for people who need rest and recover from sicknesses. I was there, and there too the cops tried to poison me with pills, and this Peter Yeller came inside my room as if he had authority to come in, so somebody let him in because not everybody can come in there. And suddenly he's just in my room, and he had pills for me, and he came there for us to take pills, and I said no, I don't want to take any pills. So they tried another time with pills, And there wasn't a third time when Peter, after that, when I was back home, he went to me and he wanted to go to Switzerland on vacation. While there, it was clear he also was going to kill me.
But did
there.
you go to him with
Yes.
him to Switzerland?
Yes, we supposed to go on ski vacation. Yeah, of course, I love
Because
skiing.
you were friends.
Yeah.
And by then you didn't think that was...
No, at the time I didn't understand that he was trying to kill me.
Even after he tripped you from the window?
Because I thought it was an accident.
I see.
I thought it was an accident. I could only later, after even Switzerland, where he was supposed to push me from a very high mountain down on a steile ravine. Then I started to understand that something is not as I think it is.
I think for now it's easy for whoever is outside to question about this. Like, why didn't you think that he wanted to kill me? Why didn't you realize that sooner? But when you are living that situation, you don't want to believe that someone who is close to you is attempting to do something so evil to you.
Yeah.
You, at the time, you couldn't, especially with all the trauma, all the injuries, all the sickness, everything together, you couldn't piece that out, that you were being a victim from these people.
Yeah.
We want to believe in something good, and that's only human of us to do so. And you are human, Sandra.
Yeah.
And there is nothing wrong with this.
Yes, that is true.
And we try to believe on the good in people. We tend to believe in their good even if there's evil. And when that's happening to us, we don't see. It's like with the victims of domestic violence. Sometimes they believe that they are in a good relationship, that it's their fault. It's an abusive relationship altogether. And you are in an abusive relationship with all of those people around you.
Absolutely.
And you were manipulated to think that they cared. You were manipulated to think that they were okay. But in the end, they were being played, and you were being played.
Yeah.
By a greater system.
Yeah.
And something that you couldn't yet understand.
Yeah.
So you can continue, sorry.
Yeah, well, I would like to inform all those people that ghosted me. I don't have the sicknesses that they wish I had. I'm luckily very healthy, and I could even be healthier than them. So I also want to say that it's unbelievable that people that you know, that you deal with every day, even people from, I was a second mother to a child, my son's best friend, and this woman, how she got rid of our friendship, how she dumped me. The friendship, it was so horrible, so disgusting. I mean, like, I was nothing worse, not even for the slightest explanation. Just back off! Back off! It is sad, very sad that people are so little inside and without any consideration, just discard of people like that, like they're nothing. We all die one day, and we should be careful, I guess, before we dare to be so disgusting to others, dare to do so much damage. I mean, most of these people, they knew my children, they knew my sons, and they showed no regard to my children. They could have informed me about the situation. They could have helped me, but no, they just chose to stab me in my back. That is so disgusting, so low. But anyways, this is it. There is much more to this story, but I guess this is it for now.
Sandra, I have a question.
Yes.
When we talked, you told me that you wanted that to make this documentary, this message, so that your children could understand better the situation.
Yeah.
Would you like to leave a message to them?
Well, I miss my sons, and I miss the relationship mother-son.
It was strengthened because of this whole thing.
I miss my sons. I wish their life had been different. I wish the police officers did not hurt them, but it's not true. They were much engaged in being abused and being bullied and being ostracized or ghosted, because what is being done to me is being done to my sons too, and they are innocent, you know. All the people that thought that I am such a garbage to dump, you know, my sons are innocent, you know.
They were
Just
children.
remember that, yeah.
Okay. And would you like to leave a final message, Sandra? Do you think the people you mentioned, like, why did you decide to come forward now? Do you think these people might watch the video? The people that
I don't know if and it doesn't matter.
Yes.
If they watched or not. But at least if my sons see this video, at least they will hear now from me how it is, and let them decide what is true or not, and if they want to have consideration for me, respect for me, and love for me, they are welcome. Otherwise, just live their lives, and I'll be fine here as lately.
And do you have a message to the people watching?
Well, for anybody who is watching this, I hope that the message is clear, that police officers have a position. I have the right and I have the power to destroy anybody's life. We should keep away from criminals, from dangerous criminals. So if police officers are dangerous criminals, we should keep away from them, and we should know that what they are. They are dangerous criminals. Of course, not all of them, but all of them have the power. They can do it anytime they want it. But not all of them take this chance.
It's
That
just
is
that
true.
some of the people abuse the power.
Yes, and the few of them in the police station in Hilversum, most of them are simple neighborhood officers. Nothing else. And they can bring so much damage to so many people. I mean, they aim to elderly people, to young people, but all their victims are people in a vulnerable situation. Isn't that sad?
Do you think that still happens today?
Oh, of course. This is going on. It's going on. Charles is still their play ball. They call us their playing ball. They play, I have the ball now, I play to you, and you do whatever you want, you play to another. We are a playing ball. They play with us, with our lives.
I see.
And their goals is death or locked up in psychiatry, locked up in jail. So they tried a few times to lock me up in jail, but they could not get me to commit the crimes they wanted. So they could not, and they tried to get me locked up in psychiatry. At the end, they did lock me up in a psychiatry thing, where again, they tried to poison me with a pill. And look how God does these things. I was so scared in this Rembrandt Hof. I mean, I was sure they were going to kill me there. And I was trying to get help from the professionals there, the nurses there, and from my lawyer, but I was never taken serious. The more asked I help, the more help I asked from the nurses, the more they were like, "Oh, you are really crazy one," you know.
Yes, but they put you on a psychiatrist's yard to discredit you.
Of course. And, you know, I was given medication to become aggressive. Oh my God, they are so bad. This is so wrong. I was fed medication to become aggressive. And then God did a trick. You know, medication is selected, is written down every day, and is sent at the end of the day to the pharmacy where the medication has to come. The next day comes the man bringing the medication. All the medication is there from each patient. The medication is there. At one day in the evening, just before dinner time, we get a new patient, a big, tall, strong Muslim woman. She was dark skin, and she was Muslim. She spoke no Dutch, only French. So she was there, and we just had to go for dinner, and she needed medication, and there was no medication for her. So at night, this night, the nurses asked me if I would not mind not to have medication that night, and I thought, oh my God, I was every night it was a trouble for me to take medication. I was running away from them. You have to take medication. You have to take. No, I don't want medication, because I was scared. I knew they were going to kill me. So that night they asked me if I would if I would be okay with the fact that I would not have medication, because they needed my medication to give to her. And the next morning she was dead.
My God.
Yes. The next morning she was dead. So, you know, I can back up everything I say. I have written thousands of letters asking for help. Maybe not thousands, but hundreds letters asking for help. To lawyers, to
ambassadors.
Exactly, consulate, you know, anyone, you know. I was just writing letters to anyone to ask for help. Nobody ever wanted to help me, because everybody knows how dangerous it is to get involved with this police crazy man. But before we close this video, I also want to say that the chief psychiatrist in a hospital was not the one who was taking care of me, but it was a person above him, an elderly doctor that was already going on retiring, or he was already retired. He filed a complaint to the National Ombudsman. So, and the National Ombudsman is the instance or the organization that takes care of complaints about ambtenaren, so people who work for the state, you know.
I see.
So this psychiatrist, chief psychiatrist in a hospital, Hilversum, he filed a complaint, but he informed this national ombudsman what went there on, from the rape and everything, and the pills, medication for me to get rid of the sicknesses. So I am not sick, I don't have the sicknesses, thank God, and thank to this doctor. And this is how it went. So the National Ombudsman never took action to protect me. Later, like 20 years later, I also reached out to National Ombudsman, and then they helped me to get rid of my neighbors who were who were involved in the abuse. So they got rid of my neighbors, the National Ombudsman, but they never really took action to protect me from the beginning, to protect me of my children or my children. They never took action. That is very sad.
It is.
That is very bad, yeah, that people can go like that. So that's it for today.
Let's hope that everything changes for the best and keeps changing for the best. As we talk, as people like you speak up, they have to take action.
Well, the thing in the church is changing about priests. So my greatest hope is that in the future, we stupid people understand how dangerous police officers are and what they can do. And I hope that in the future, these people will be punished if they commit crimes. So police officers should be punished if they commit crimes. Their punishment should even be stronger, bigger than a regular civil person, because they work for the justice, they work for the law. So they should not be allowed to commit crimes like they do. But they are allowed, they are actually above the law. They can commit any crime, anytime, and they are the good ones, the angels. And their victims are the devils. Their victims must suffer for the rest of their lives. And police victims from Holland, mostly they flee to Spain, and they live there in Spain.
Okay, Sandra, so that's all.
For now, yes.
For now, yes.
All right. Yes.
And thank you for watching.